Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. And good morning, pirates. Welcome to the Pirate Nation and the Pirate Broadcast. I'm Russ Johns. And I'm here today to talk about there's a no downside lifestyle that you may not know about. And we're going to be talking to Cathy about this. And I'm just really excited to see you again, Cathy. How are you doing?
Thank you, Russ. I'm excited to be back. I love being a pirate.
Yeah. You know, it's really fun to be out and about and share some of the things that you're doing, because I enjoy what you're doing. We were talking before the show, and once again, we were having a conversation, and next thing you know, it's time to go on the show. It's like, we should start this and record it, share it with other people, right?
Absolutely.
And so for those that may not know you or haven't been able to enjoy your last episode, give us an update on what you're doing and what you're focusing your attention on, so people can understand how you help.
Thank you, Russ. So my working title is Cathy Crawly, Laughing Bean Queen. I'm focusing right now on the laughing part. Right now we're having a mental health tsunami, and it was here before the current situation. It's just the situation has really brought it to the fore. Now we're really aware. We can't look away anymore. We're having a crisis. What do you call it? Overdoses and drug addictions and like just the gamut of
suicides up.
Suicide, thank you. That I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah.
It wasn't on my head. Suicides, right? All of that. And I think that we really need to reach out to these people. How do you torture people, Russ? By isolating them. So during the pandemic, when we're all shut in, I mean, in Canada, we're in Ontario, we're just opening up today. We can go get our hair cut. It's been like months and months, and people are just like going cuckoo because you can't be on your own. You're just with your own thoughts, and it just you ruminate. And you're like, it's so scary. So laughter just forces us. We're not laughing at the situation. Yeah. We're laughing because of the situation, and it helps us to become more resilient.
Yeah. And there's actually a physical result. My friend Retta Laughlin used to give clinics on smiling, and how smiling, and how I say smiles are free, right? There's not a downside. And that's why I was talking about is you have a no downside lifestyle. It's like laughter, yoga, all of these positive things that you can actually bring together to kind of make life okay. Everything is not necessarily ideal. It's not necessarily exactly how we imagined it. And we can still live through it. We can succeed. We can thrive. And on your worm business, there's even a waiting list now. So, people are realizing that they can grow their own food. They can produce gardens and grow things and produce outcomes. And it's all positive. It's all positive.
Cats always
even the cat wants to have a show.
The Zoom appearance is too hot, kitty.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
It's my time. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah. Don't take the spotlight. Come on. So, Cathy, I want to go back. You've been doing worms and laughter yoga for a while. So, which one came first, the worms or the yoga or the laughter?
That sounds like one of those chicken or egg questions.
Yeah.
The worms came first, Russ. 2002, I started my worm business. So 19 years selling worms by the pound for worms in the house. And I believe that's my mission, why I was put on earth. I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not? It's a perfectly acceptable. It's a great mission. And walk us through the process, because if you've never owned worms or you're not familiar with worms, a lot of people go, ooh, worms, I don't want to and they're amazing creatures that convert your trash into black gold, essentially. So walk us through the process and what people could do to get started, or how they might think about it.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful, it's vermicomposting. It's indoor composting with worms. It can be done outside, but where in Canada it's too cold in the winter,
Mm-hmm.
in Texas too hot in the summer,
Yeah.
just as example. So the worms are really temperature sensitive. Indoor is perfect because if we're comfortable, they're comfortable.
Uh-huh.
So any container will do. It's creating the right environment. So they require a carbon nitrogen mix, just like outdoor composting. Except indoor, you need to manage it, because if you have fruit flies, you're not going to do it. You're going to be like, I don't want a
Right.
fruit fly explosion.
Right.
Right. So if you have them outside, they're decomposers, they're fine. So it's say, the carbon or the bedding would be shredded paper. So another way to manage some of your,
Recycle.
right? Your recycling, you can use it on site. And the nitrogen would be your food scraps. So your clippings when you're preparing your food, potato peels, carrots, bananas, coffee, tea, like all of those scraps. And I would say you want your pre-consumer, like your prep stuff, rather than your plate scrapings. Because
Okay.
once on our plate, we put the salt and pepper and all of that stuff that could be harmful to the worms.
Okay.
And the worms convert all of that. So it's in a container, like maybe a Rubbermaid or something like that. I do have a beautiful system, but if you just want a container,
Sure.
that's fine. The worms will eat all of that material, the paper and the food, and then their poop. Yes, you referred to it. It's the black gold.
Yeah.
That's nutrient-rich fertilizer that you then put back in the soil, because when plants are growing, the nutrients are coming out of the soil into the plant. So if we take those fruit clippings or whatever and we throw them in the garbage or do anything other than composting, we're robbing the soil of those nutrients.
Yeah.
Yes, we can grow another plant there. It's soil, but it won't be as nutrient rich as the last plant.
Yeah. I I took a 2-year course on sustainable farming, and did a program, and it's amazing to me to learn how dirt is not the same as soil, and it's not nutrient rich like you would want to grow plants in, or food, have a garden. And I did a lot of composting over the years, a lot of soil amendments, and getting gardens and garden beds, and trying to get all of the right ingredients in there so plants could grow. And it always amazed me, because a lot of times it was a race between, do the deer get it or do I get it?
The deer, the bunnies.
Yeah, the bunnies. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. And it's really important for us to understand that we do have an option. There are alternatives. And just like Marsha Reese here, alternatives to chemicals, she's doing copper for health and antimicrobial, staying safe and healthy. And then we have Elise from South Africa, South America. No, South Africa is from Elise, and she's in here today. And we're talking about healthy food. We're talking about growing your own food with using worms and composting, and also Smile Laughter. So thank you so much for being here. I want to talk about the yoga, laughter yoga. So is it? I watched your show the other day. You were out on the rock. Is that rock in your yard?
That's a glacial pebble.
That's a glacial. That's awesome. That was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
fantastic. And if anybody hasn't followed Cathy, where do they find you? Where's the best place to find you?
Probably my worm website. It's cathyscomposters.com, and then you can get to all of my offerings from there. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook. Of course, I'm all over the place. And I still don't have a cell phone.
Is that where you're putting your videos? Is on LinkedIn?
The videos are on YouTube.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how often do you post up on YouTube?
As often as I can.
So you don't quite have a schedule yet, Cathy.
I don't have a schedule. No, I don't have a
Okay.
schedule.
All right. Marcia says, hey, thanks for the shout out. So important to get unnecessary chemicals out of our lives. I have to agree with you. There's millions of tons of empty containers of hand cleaner, hand sanitizer in the landfills now that I would prefer not to be there, but that's just me. So, and I'm not a Puritan. I'm not, I'm not, I provide my own share of, material in the landfill, but it's really important for us to think about how we can take little incremental steps, and laughter is one of them. And so talk about how you decided to do laughter, and what was the prompt? What was the source of this inspiration for you, Cathy?
Yeah. So what happened, I was about 10 years into my worm business, and, I was all gung ho. I have tons of energy. So I'm like, yeah, everyone needs worms, and I'm just the one. And then I realized people were afraid of worms, and, they didn't want them in the house, all of that. And 10 years in, I guess it was about 10 years in, someone's at my door and my husband's just on. Can I just,
Sure.
I'm sorry, one sec. Well, I'll be right with you.
And we're talking to Cathy Nesbitt, the laughter yoga teacher and the worm connoisseur. So she's answering her door. So we're here. We're real world experience, and I just wanted to.
Okay, I'm sorry. You never know what's going to happen.
That's okay.
It's live, folks.
It's live. It's live.
Okay, so I was about 10 years in, and one more person said, ew, worms in the house. And I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of was really getting discouraged, Russ. I was like, maybe I should just get a job. Woo, who would have me? Who wouldn't? Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. But I was like, I really wanted to keep doing it. And then I was out of business. It's amazing. I think the universe is spectacular. We get tested all the time. I was at a business event, and the speaker was introduced laughter yoga. I don't even do regular yoga, by the way. This is just laughter. I'll talk about laughter yoga in a sec. And I was like, well, laughter yoga, I wonder what that is. I love laughing. So that was interesting. And then I was at a networking event that same week, hundreds of people. The very first woman I met, a laughter yoga teacher. What? So I said to her, oh my gosh, twice in 1 week, come on. So I said to her, laughter yoga is mainstream, because I heard of it twice in 1 week. And she said, no, it isn't. We trooped around that night. I asked everyone, have you heard of laughter yoga? Have you heard of laughter? Nobody had heard of it. And I was like, oh, okay. So her laughter club was in the same, like the neighborhood where my mother-in-law lived. And I loved my mother-in-law. She just passed. So I'm happy to keep her alive here. And so we would go, it was date night. We would go out for dinner, and then we'd go to laughter yoga. Like, so fun. And she'd say, we better not have garlic, ha ha ha. I'm like, who cares? That's their problem. And so we would go to this club. Now, this club was at a very densely populated corner in Toronto, like condos everywhere. And the first time there was maybe 8 people in the club. And then the next month there were 6 people. And then there was the 3 of us. So she said, I can't continue. Like, she was paying for space, and she canceled the club. And I looked around and I thought, what is happening? Like, these people don't know. Like, there's got to be 10 or 20 people that want to laugh. Come on.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I love this so much, I'm going to get trained. So I became a laughter leader. And then I loved it so much, I became a teacher. And I've been appointed a laughter ambassador by the founder of laughter yoga himself. So let me talk about laughter yoga. It's the 26th anniversary, started by a medical doctor, Dr. Madan Kataria. He's from India, and his goal is world peace with laughing. Can you imagine us all laughing together? So he's doing amazing.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Thank you. I'm glad you can. Right. So he's doing amazing work. There's clubs around the world, laughter clubs around the world. North America is a late adopter. Like yoga's just arriving.
Yeah, right.
Right. So laughter yoga, it's still coming. But he's working with police, with military, with inmates in prisons, students in schools. Laughter everywhere, and it fits everywhere. Like with addictions, so when you're laughing, you're secreting all the love drugs. I say, have you had your daily dose? Dopamine,
Yeah.
oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Versus when we're stressed and not breathing properly, we're secreting cortisol.
Okay.
Yeah.
So keep on laughing.
Keep on laughing.
Yeah.
Laugh every day. 10 to 15 minutes of sustained belly laughter is equivalent to about 300 sit-ups. 30
Really?
minutes on a rowing machine, like so many equivalents, and how fun. Like, ever laugh so hard your stomach's hurting and your cheeks are hurting and you're crying, you're like, oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Those are the laughter muscles.
So do you have any inspiration for people that may need some prompts for laughter?
Yes. So smiles are free. I think they did this in etiquette class, where you take a pencil, although it's a pen. If you can't smile, if you're like, I'm so serious, like there's nothing to smile about, then
I'm so serious I can't crack a smile.
okay, then just hold a pen or a pencil in your teeth. It forces you to have that little smile. And as soon as, so your brain doesn't know the difference between real and simulated laughter. So as soon
Isn't that amazing?
it's beautiful.
To me, that's amazing. It's like, okay. And that proves another point, is that we are not our thoughts. Thoughts that come and go, and you have choices. And when you're thinking something, you could say, okay, that's interesting. Instead of owning it, you can say, that's interesting, and just let it go. Right?
Yeah, just let it float on by.
Yeah.
Because like nobody would have a friend like the voice in your head. Like you would never, you would say like F-O friend.
Yeah. Nobody wants a friend like the voice in my head. Why?
Right? So critical.
Yeah, it's so critical. Oh man, I just think it's so funny. Wendy says, "Happy Wednesday, busy Marcia, Pirate Nation keeps me on track." Thank you so much. Thank you, Wendy, for being here. We're talking about composting, laughter, yoga, and worms. So I love the fact that we can talk about these things, and it's fascinating to me that more people haven't adopted the laughter, even laughter yoga, laughter in general, and especially this time of season that we're going through, and some of the challenges that people are going through. And it's fascinating to think that something so simple can be so powerful. And
it's a beautiful release. It's a beautiful release. So, like if you've ever been in a stressful situation and then something funny happens and you're like, it's not appropriate, but you just burst out laughing.
It's like cracking up at a funeral, huh?
Exactly. It's like, oh, that's maybe not appropriate, but it's just like that release. It's not to offend anybody. It's just, we just are a pressure cooker, right? And then we just blow up and it comes out as laughter, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. That's why I tell everybody, when I leave, I want everybody to have a party for me.
I'll be there, but I don't want you to go yet.
Awesome. have a pirate giveaway. So it's really so what's the next step? You're on a wait list for your worms, you're doing laughter yoga, and you're just going to continue to put the word out. And so how can people help and support you and grow this? Is it still laughter coaches, or how would you describe that?
I'm doing, I'm being called, I get almost daily requests for paid laughter gigs. So I'm working with Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Before COVID, I was going into long-term care, working with folks with different dementias. And because it's not about jokes or comedy, it's intentional laughter exercises. It's really just laughing. So as the laughter leader, I mean, I have to have really big energy to get people to move a little bit.
Yeah.
right? It's gentle movement and just like little games, clapping and chanting, and then a little bit of music, because music, as we know, reminds us of the past. Like we don't need to remember, like just like the laughter yoga, it's not jokes or comedy. So we're just laughing. We
Yeah.
don't need the frontal lobe, like we don't need the comprehension of the joke. And
Mm.
jokes are cultural. Laughter is universal, but
Yeah.
jokes can be offensive to if somebody's the butt of the joke.
Sure.
Not funny for everybody.
But laughter in itself is not, it's universal, like you said.
It's a universal language.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So right now I'm working, also before COVID, I was working with folks with special needs.
Uh-huh.
And I've really believed that I'm divinely guided. I'm open, I'm intuitive, and messages come and I listen. I was walking in the forest, maybe a month or so ago, and I had this whole vision arrive, and it was just like, what is happening? And I understand that you don't need to know the how. Like they say, you don't worry about how, just what do you want to do, and then how shows up apparently. We'll
Yeah.
see. So I got this message that I was actually training folks with special needs, and specifically Down syndrome
Uh-huh.
folks, to lead laughter classes for their peers. So they would be laughter leaders. I don't know how it is in the US, but in Canada, we have a very poor system when it comes to folks that are like has special needs or that are challenged, that are
Mm.
disabled.
Yeah.
We have a pension plan called ODSP, which is a disability plan, and it's not enough money to live on.
Yeah.
But if you get that money, if you work even part-time, that money comes off. Like it doesn't. There's no incentive. There's no
Yeah.
incentive to work.
And no incentive to work. And
Right?
it's not
There's no
enough to live
incentive.
on. And it's not
Yeah.
enough to live on. It seems kind of
It's not
odd.
fair, but they don't have a voice. For the most part, people don't have a voice to like go to government and say, "Hey, this isn't right." Right? So,
Yeah.
and they get kicked out of school. I think it's either 18 or 21. I'm sure. I don't know. Sorry. I'm sorry. And then it's like, then they get given this pension, and there you go, live your life. And so for me, I don't know. I just have a
There's
real,
something there.
there's
something
something
there.
there. And so I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how.
You don't need to know the how. You just
I
need
don't
to know.
know. I don't need to know. I just feel like, there's something there, and I'm the one. And I know that I've got a lot of detractors, people saying, well, why would you put yourself through that? It's like, I don't know why. That's what I was divinely guided to do. I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
question what I was put here to do.
Yeah. We all have a gift, right? Wendy says, I love the voice in my head. He says, wow, there are cupcakes. Now get on the elliptical machine. Life is balance. I love you. Go to bed.
Wendy.
I love you, Wendy. Thank you so much. Marcia says, wow, I missed the day. Time is flying for sure. Absolutely. She says, the voice in your head phrase needs to be printed on t-shirts. Wendy says, you are too kind. See how we can laugh today? We can just have a great time. I love the fact that we're here. We're doing something amazing. And like I said before, the thing that we have to remember to be successful in life is produce more value for more people more often. And it'll always come back to us. It'll always return, and we can just enjoy life if we're just adding value to more people more often. So there's a big need. There's a seed, me. Where there's a need, there's a seed. Absolutely. Motivator, inspiration. I love the fact that we're talking about laughter and some of the things that are going on, and what the first thing we could do is just turn off the news, just turn off the TV, kill your TV, as I used to say. And it's really important for us to understand that there are things that we can do. There are people that make a difference, and Cathy, you're one of them. So I just really appreciate you being here today. Is there any kind of a message that you would like to share with the community that we can actually maybe take with us today, this week,
Yeah,
midweek, we can actually go through?
I would love to invite anyone that's watching now or in the future to attend I have a Tuesday free laughter yoga session. Come and check it out. But just know it may be your new addiction.
Yes.
Every Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, free on Zoom, online for now. Yeah, and I would say and if you can't attend mine, there are lots of online sessions. Like laughter yogis are primed for this time. We're here to help raise the vibration, because again, when we're stressed and we're afraid, like during a pandemic, we're not breathing properly. And our brain requires 25% more oxygen than the rest of our body as an operating principle. It's the answering machine.
Yeah.
Right? When we're stressed, blood, lymph, oxygen leaves our brain because we go into fight, flight, or freeze mode. We don't need to think. We just need to act or react.
We just need
So
to act.
laughter, right? So laughter forces you can't just laugh out, ha 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 ha. You have to breathe in. And so it's the deep diaphragmatic breathing that forces us. Then our body has a little party. All of our cells, like if we're ever feeling sad, or well, not sad, sad's one of the actual emotions, but if we're ever feeling depressed and low energy, it's because we don't have enough oxygen. We just need to stand up, like jump around,
Move around.
Like they say, go for a walk. We got to move, right? We have a heart that pumps our blood. We have another fluid called lymphatic fluid. It only moves when we move. And if we're not moving, our lymph's like cooling. And then that's when we can get sick, because we're not moving our lymph enough. Lymph is our life.
I love this. We learned something new today, Cathy. WORM is my new acronym. We own remarkable missions.
Ooh, I love you.
Yes. I love that. You know, it's really important for us to understand that we do have an opportunity to change. We have an opportunity to make a difference, make it matter. And I just really get excited about this, because I've been getting back on my meditation routine of meditation and just reflection and just unplugging for a while, and some of that stuff you just have to detox on occasion, and laughter is a great way to detox. So every Tuesday, you say?
Every Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
Okay. So if you're out there and about, I just want to encourage you to reach out to Cathy, make the connection, enjoy that connection, and make sure that everything's in alignment with you, and we have a little bit of laughter in the world.
It's great for team building, for corporations. If you like your team, imagine like nobody's skipping that day. No one's skipping that meeting, because it's just so much fun. You get connected like to the boss. Maybe you're afraid of the boss, but imagine you're all laughing. You're all on the same level now, because you're just all vibrating at the same rate. It's so good.
Yeah. And are people getting back into the office? I know that some people in the US are getting back to the office, or going back to the office.
Not yet. We've been locked down for months and months. I don't know what's happening. Like our economy is really it's suffering. I'm sure in the States as well. Yeah.
I got friends up in Toronto, up your way. Barrie's nearby, isn't it? Barrie?
Yes, I'm between Toronto and Barrie.
Okay. I have connections in Barrie as well. And then up by the lakes. The lakes up where they put all the cabins up by the lakes up there. I can't remember, the Cold Creek or something like that. Cold Creek.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Up that way. But it's wonderful to have you back, Cathy. Thank you so much for being here. And for those that are listening in, joining in, connect with Cathy every Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern on Zoom or
on
YouTube.
Zoom. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Zoom, yeah.
And what's the name of your WORM website?
It's Cathy'sComposters.com.
Okay, Cathy's Composters. I love it. Well, thank you, Cathy, for being here again. Thank you for being a pirate. we love having interesting people doing interesting things and love to share it. And I love the fact that you're laughing, and I love laughter personally because, kindness is cool. Smiles are free. And I just love the idea that we can do that. So keep doing everything you can to make the world a better place. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the day. Boom. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.